All right, let's talk about how you can get paid more using just your email list. Let's chat. What's up, automators? Justin, founder of AutomationMastery.net, here to help you, coaches, speakers, and trainers create automated systems that save you time and generate you more revenue. And of course, if you want to get more tips on how you can use technology to grow your business, save yourself time, save yourself effort, and yet still get more revenue, go ahead and subscribe, follow, and share, because all that stuff is cool stuff to do. I appreciate y'all being here. Anyway, I'm gonna go over a few tips, and then if y'all hang on for me, I'm gonna show you my screen as I walk through a couple of different techniques that you can, well, it's actually one of the techniques I'm gonna share here. I'm gonna walk you through how you can get it done. But here are some cool hacks, and this is specific to ActiveCampaign. So I use the tool ActiveCampaign to create and manage my lists, right? And so I've been using that tool for quite some time. I love it. It's the one that I've stuck to. No matter what other cool shiny things come out, I've always lived and stayed with ActiveCampaign. So here's a few things that you should be doing to make sure that you're getting your emails out there and you're actually making money, right? So number one is, if you haven't figured it out yet, you should have a list, right? Like at the end of the day, you should have a list. That means a list of names and emails that you can manage in your system that allows you to then communicate to them afterwards. Now, once you have that, then you need to have a CRM, something like ActiveCampaign, that you can get and manage those things. Now, assuming you have them, then I can kind of continue on with the rest of this conversation, which is, once you have folks in a list, here's some tips and tricks that you can do to get your emails better read and give you some chances to set up yourself to make some revenue, even today. So if you do maybe a couple of these things today, you may actually be able to do something constructive and make some money today. That's my whole thing. So if you do these steps and you make some money today, please just let me know in the comments. I would love to be able to check it out and just kind of applaud you on being able to do something cool. So just let me know in the comments. I definitely want to know. And perhaps for somebody who does do it, perhaps I'll reach out to hook you up with something cool. Anyway, just go down in the comments and let me know. Now, one thing you can do is, one, make sure you have a good email address. So a basic Gmail address is not the best. You need to have a business email address. For folks who love the Gmail realm like I do, you can go over and get yourself a G Suite, right? So it's a G Suite account, and get a business email address, and you just connect it to your domain. So for us, it's AutomationMastery.net. So it's like just, it'll be something at AutomationMastery.net for us. For you can do something similar. Now, if you don't use Gmail, then you can go out and you can go ahead and use usually your domain registrar. So you have a GoDaddy or something like that. They'll have that service there available for you as well. And it's just important because these systems that evaluate how emails are coming in, they look at email addresses differently, right? So if you're coming from a personal thing, then there's more of a chance that you're spam, you're trying to scam people, you're like masking stuff, versus if you're coming from an actual business, one, it's even easier typically for them to find you and who you are, because you had to actually register that domain, right? Because there's some protocol to that. And then two, you have a business, you have a virtual presence, it's easier to be able to confirm who you are. So it's better to have a business address. That's one. For folks, number one, I send emails like almost daily. If I don't send an email, it's because something happened and it's got crazy busy and I didn't write enough emails ahead of time, right? But for the most part, I send emails out every single day. Now, not everybody needs to do that, but one is a benefit. Again, not everybody's going to see your email every time. And matter of fact, I'll tell you in a second. One, send emails daily, or at least periodically on a regular basis. More than just once in a blue moon, and I would say more than once a week. So that's the first thing. The next part is take the time to look at the data, right? Now, many of us, we're very emotional with our businesses. We're very emotional about the decisions we make. Look at the data. I can't tell you how many times I have to kind of bring somebody back in and they're trying to make a decision, and it's just like, look at the data. Does the data make sense? I have to do it to myself as well. And the same goes for email, right? So if you're putting out things regularly and periodically and predictably, it allows you to then go back and look at the data. What was the differences about the time of the day? Was this day of the week better versus the other day of the week, right? Why I like doing every single day is a little bit of a hack here. It allows me to look at which days are best for sales emails. And believe it or not, there were days that people were getting things opened more than other days. So I typically stuck my revenue generating emails, or the ones that were most important, on those particular days. And because I would switch up what times I sent emails, I would look at the time of day that those emails got opened, right? And it allowed me to be able to focus my higher ROI emails on those days and times. Make sense? So it's all about data capture. Enough of that. On to the next point. This one is I think it's really cool. The way that ActiveCampaign works is I can change whatever email I want to send my stuff from. Again, it's all from my Automation Mastery domain, but I can put up a different email address when I send certain emails. And so what I do is, some of the general stuff I just send from like a basic team email address, right? So like, content notifications, by the ways, tech tips, things like that will come from the general email. And then occasionally I'll do some salesy emails, something like that from that address. When I really want to get people's attention and I know that there's something cool going on, I need to make a final push for people to sign up for something, or I need to get some direct feedback, I will send it from my address. And so it comes off as, it's not just from the team, it's from Justin himself. And so people are more likely to open it, especially folks that know me. And so that little trick allows you to still send out emails on a daily basis, but also reduces the chance that they're going to tune you out when it comes from you, because there will be an occasional time where you need to send something of high importance. And so by reserving your email address with your name on it for those high importance emails, it still creates a boundary for them on their end, so they know that, I should pay attention to these still, and gives you a chance to put out something important right in front of them at the time that it matters. That's another one. Here's the last tip I'm gonna give you in this time I have today. One little trick, and I got it from my coach. Right? So my coach said, you can send out more than one email a day. And so what we do is, if there's something we really want to get out there, we'll send an email in the morning, and then we'll change the subject, and then send another one in the evening. Okay. First off, the subject of the email and how good it is like paramount, right? So luckily we have someone we can send emails to and get feedback on subjects. Now you may not have that, so you got to kind of play with it and see what works for you and what doesn't. All right, but subject lines are key. But what you can do is you can send and resend an email based off of whether somebody actually opened it or not. So I'm gonna do right here real quick is go ahead and slide over to my screen so y'all can see this and understand exactly what I'm talking about. So as y'all can see, I did a little bit of let's do this. Okay, so here we are. I have two screens I'm gonna show you. So one is here in automations. Now automations, the way these work right here is they run automatically. They're automations. And so what you need to do is, if somebody were to open up an email, right? So here's this automation. These emails get sent periodically. You can see there's a day in between each one. If I want to send an email, hit this plus sign. Okay, and after this email, right, so let's say that this first one goes out, message 1, I can hit this plus sign, go over to condition and workflows, go to if else, and if, and it's going to ask me, yeah, sure, condition is actions, and has opened or has not opened a certain email. So what I can do is go to message 1, message. And this is also important why you need to know how to label your email addresses. Has not opened message 1, and I can actually set this up to resend. So as you can see, boom, So yes, they have. Here's the condition. Has not opened. So I need to change this to has opened. Okay, boom, bang. Now I don't do this because it depends on, you use it strategically, right? So whatever you want to do. This is a long sequence, so I don't need it for this one. There's like a number of emails in this one. If you have a shorter sequence that you know people need to see every step of it, then this is a little more important. So here, has opened, they continue. If not, I can go ahead and add message 1 back in here. Send an email, message 1, and I can just edit it and then change up the subject, right? Like, that is an option. Now I'm not gonna save this because, well, I'm gonna remove this because I don't want this from mine. But that's one way to do it. Okay. Remove. Keep only the yes band. There we go. All right, so that's one way to do it. That's the automated way to do it. The more manual way to do it is if you send out regular emails, like here, again, sent this today, 112 people. Okay, so I sent it to one particular segmented group. If I want to resend it back to them, I'll go here, hit resend options, and send to new. So I want to send to contacts who have not read and opened this campaign. And then it'll let me change up their email address, the subject. So right here, I'll say there was a price change. In this one, I'll change it and send it to something else. Now, if you do this the right way, with the right emails, you can get some good feedback. Folks will get back to you. I've gotten clients based off of emails, gotten bookings based off of emails. And so email is still a thing. It just takes some extra work and strategy to make it happen and make it successful. So go ahead, put those things in place. Let me know if it leads to revenue for you today. Like if you do something, it gets you a booked appointment, it gets you revenue, please let me know. It lets me know that this stuff is useful for you. I'll go ahead and share this with a friend, a family member, or a foe, because they need this information too. I appreciate you and all that you do. I'll see you in the next one. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.